Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Apostle Rakar back again with another impromptu video. And today, the title, as you see, is These American Women Are Through. Okay, all of you women in America are through. That the spirit is out there. You can feel it. You can see it. It's all over the internet. Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Right? Basically, they got this thing where you have a group of men, and these men are primarily so-called black men, Israelite men, not black men. Some of them are Hispanic men. Some of them might, a few small minority, maybe white men. And what they're doing is they're getting passports. This has been going on for the past year now. These men are getting their passports straightened out if they already didn't have a passport, and they're leaving the country and they're going abroad, whether they go to Germany or whether they go to France, whether they go to the Caribbean. Some are going to Africa, some are going to Northern Europe or different England, or some are going to wherever, man. Some of them are going to Tahiti, some are going to New Zealand to find women. Because they came to the conclusion, which through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we already knew this, us here, the brothers primarily at Great Millstone, for the past 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, American women ain't right. These women, this westernized mentality have got women all fucked up. It got you all fucked up. Because basically these women that live here in America, even the so-called white women, all of them, the white woman, the black woman, even our women, and even the so-called Native American woman, the Hispanic woman, of the women that speak Spanish, of the tribes, whether they be Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, whatever. When you come to America, or here in America, they remember the damn devil, the white man, conquered all of our people, put us here in captivity. So they fed, and that was a way to destroy our families and destroy the Israelite family structure, turn our women against us, offer our women jobs, offer them welfare, housing, all that, right? Give them independence, told them that they could be independent, they didn't need a man, and it was primarily put on the tribe of Judah, you so-called Negro men and women. Back in the 70s, when the white man gave black families welfare, but the fine blueprint was, well, your man can't be in the house. Otherwise, we ain't giving you the welfare. So the black woman, they brought, out of all the other tribes, the so-called Negro woman, she brought that bill of goods. The women of the other tribes did it too, but not like the black woman did. Because guess what? Even today, see, the proof is in the pudding, man. Go outside. Just go outside. Go to the fucking supermarket. Go to your local Kroger. Go to your local Walmart. Go to the mall. Go to the movies, man. Just go out in public. I live out here in Texas. You see it here in Texas, and you see it back east. You see it. I've been all over the country. I've been to Canada, man. Okay? Anyways, when you go out in public, you will see, when you see so-called Mexican families, you'll see the mother, the father, the mother, the kids. Back up north, up in Connecticut and New York. I spent 30 years up there in New York, living in Connecticut and New York. You'll see. You will still see Puerto Rican families. You will see the Puerto Rican man with the Puerto Rican woman. You go amongst the native people, my tribe, Gad and Reuben. A lot of the times you'll see, unless they die, but you will see the Native American woman is primarily will stick. Even today, you still see native families, the father, the mother, the kids. All the other tribes, Simeon, come on, you see Simeon families together. All the tribes, man, Manasseh, the Cubans, Panamanians, and even of the Southern Kingdom too, them so-called West Indians, Jamaicans, Trinidadians. You'll see families together. You'll see a Jamaican family, the father's still there in the house. Forget about Levi, the so-called Haitians. They stick together. The main primary person that brought the bill of goods that the devil sold them was the so-called African-American black woman. And you can make all the excuses you want. Oh, well, she had to go through it. But first of all, she didn't have to go through shit. Because back in the 70s, you still had black families together. Okay? Can't tell me shit. Because I was born in the 70s. I was born in the early 70s. And by 1977, I was like 6 years old. I was a little kid, but I was old enough to know what was going on. In 1979, I was in the first grade, so I remember the world and life and how things were in the 70s. I remember the fucking 70s, okay? I remember the late 70s. I was a little kid, but I remember I was alive. I was going to kindergarten, elementary school, man. In 1979, I was in the first grade in 1979. So you're going to tell me I don't remember how things were? I don't remember seeing the world, how things were. And back then, the black man was still in the house. You still had black families together going into the 80s. But then in the 80s is when the white man really started pushing that to break up. And then I remember in the early 80s, like some of my friends that were Judah, their father was around. And all of a sudden, as the 80s went on, you just didn't see, you seen all these single parent. By the mid 80s, you had all these single parent black women. These single parent homes with all these black kids with a mother. The father disappeared. Welfare was big because the damn devil said you got to get the man out the house. And then all of a sudden they started giving these black women jobs and women jobs. Then they started pushing that whole narrative. Like my man said, they put out that movie, The Color Purple, right? They put out that movie, The Color Purple, demonizing the black man. See, the black man ain't but a devil and a demon anyway. Get rid of him. Right? Mister did it, right? Then they were pushing that whole narrative. Janet Jackson was out there singing them songs. What have you done for me lately in the 80s? They were pushing that independent woman bullshit. They came up with a song in the 80s. You can look it up. Gotta have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. That whole narrative. They were pushing that whole narrative of the single, independent black woman shit. Fuck your man. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Gotta have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. That was in the early to mid 80s that song came out. I remember when that song came out, that was a top hit song. I heard you would hear that shit on the radio all the time. Early in the morning it would be on. In the afternoon, that song, the radio stations would keep pumping. That song played at least 3 to 4 to 5 times a day. Pumping that witchcraft into you women. Then going into the 90s, more of it. Right? They came out with that movie with Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett, and all of them Waiting to Exhale. Another movie demonizing the black man, showing that the black man was just dysfunctional, but the black woman got it together. And it's so hard to find a good man. That whole narrative was being pushed. You see what I'm saying? That whole narrative, man. So we talking fucking almost 50 years of that narrative being pushed. And then they pushed, and Esau the devil was, he's a sodomite. He's a you know what. Okay? So he does that. Like the Bible says, you're turning the things upside down. Last night at the camp got a little crazy. Why? Because everything was going cool for a couple of hours. Then some demonic black woman, young black chick came up, antagonizing our camp. She threw water on us. Esau came up trying to defend her. It got crazy. Then whatever spirit, we got through that situation. And then we closed up the camp, and then we went back to meet the other brothers. I got my own camp on the other side of the street. So I closed up my camp, and we went and joined the other Elder Yashawamba's camp. The main camp was up the road. But anyways, there was a whole group of black women out there. Last night down there in downtown Dallas, these black women are thirsty. Because what's happening now, a lot of the passport brothers, a lot of black men have left the country. And they're going to look for real women. Them black women, there was a whole crew of black women walking. They were dressed up, but nobody paid them no mind. And they had one beta male nigga walking in the back, following them in the back. They had that nigga in the background, little wimpy nigga. Then he came up to us because he felt guilty and bad. You brother got any literature? And brothers just ignored him, just snubbed him. Said, nigga, you through. Right? But these women are desperate. After we closed up the camp, we walking back to the parking lot where we park our cars. I'm going to get into the scriptures. I just wanted to give you brothers a little background on what motivated me to do this particular video. And it was another group of black women, right? Man, and all of them masculine, manly looking. They got a little dressed up, but nobody wasn't paying no mind. And most of them were huge 200-pounders, right? All burly and looking. And we walked by them, the whole camp. We just ignored them, kept walking. They felt some kind of way. So these black women, they out here looking for men now. I mean, I hate to keep mentioning this guy Samuels, but he said it, man. It's gonna get to a point where men ain't gonna deal with y'all. Okay? And now that's coming to fruition because all these men got passports going to other countries because men, black men, want a feminine, fit, friendly woman, a real woman. Black men got tired of dealing with these silverback apes. Okay? So they're tired of it, man. But that's the Lord. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And all of that is prophecy. And I'm going to bring it out in the scriptures, man. You so-called black women out here, y'all through, man. You American, all you American women. And that feminist American woman, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that. Men in general are tired of that shit, but that's coming to an end now, man. It's coming to an end. But you so-called black women, y'all really at the bottom of the list, man. The reason you look the way you do, a woman weighing 200 pounds. A woman is not supposed to weigh 200 pounds. No woman. A woman is not supposed to weigh 200 pounds. A woman is not supposed to weigh 200 pounds. A woman is not supposed to weigh 170 pounds. A woman is not supposed to weigh 150 pounds, man. But see, that American decadence is eating garbage, no discipline. You can sit on the couch watching soap operas all day and whatever. That was the old way, right? Or watching Basketball Wives, eating bonbons and shit. Drinking Coca-Cola soda, right? Eating a bucket of Popeye's chicken, right? But the Lord put a curse on you so-called black women. Now we're going to jump into the scriptures, Salakia, but I just wanted to make my point first so you can understand why these American women are through. But now the whole narrative has changed here in America, man. The Most High is bringing back a manly type spirit. And all you feminine dudes, that's the spawn of these women. Y'all gonna get taken out too, man, when the deal go down, all right? This is Isaiah 3:16, right? Moreover, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because the Most High said it, not us. Don't get mad at us. Don't shoot the messenger. Because the daughters of Zion, who are the daughters of Zion? You Israelite women. You Israelite women. But it's that curse primarily fell on you black women. Or haughty. Haughty means to be proud. Because for years, you black women were proud. I'm an independent. Whitney Houston, I'm every woman. It's all in me, right? So for the past 40, 50 years, y'all been running. Y'all been proud, looking down on the black man, right? And walk with stretched forth necks. Okay, that was them black. They're still proud. And walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, undisciplined. You'll see these black women, even if they with a man, they'll still check you out. You'll be walking up the street and you'll see a black, if you do see a black, it's rare nowadays, you see a black couple with like a Jake with a black woman. The bitch, you walk by, instead of her looking at her man or looking forward, somehow she'll cut her eye over at you, still checking you out, even though she got a man. Or you drive in a car and you drive by a car and it's like a black dude and the black chick in the car. The black chick, I mean, the dude will look, men look, okay, men, we look, check each other out. But then the woman will check, she'll look over. You the wanton eyes, man. That's talking about you black women. And walking and mincing as they go, yeah. They be walking all provocative and they wearing, the stilettos or whatever, making noise, walking up the street, walking up like they a runway model. And making a tinkling with their feet. Yeah, they're making their little chains, the ankle chains, and you can hear them coming a mile away. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will smite with the scab the crown of their heads of the children of the daughters, of the daughters of Zion. All right, he will smite their head. That's why these black women, that's why they wearing them wigs and them extensions, because the Most High cursed them. They can't grow their hair. You so-called black women, y'all can't grow no hair. That's why y'all wear those crazy purple, red, blue, green, gray wigs. The Most High cursed your head. The women of the other tribes can grow their hair. The crown of the head, that means your head. The daughters of Zion, that's talking about you Israelite women, primarily you women of the southern kingdom. And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will discover their secret parts. And then women stink. That's why they douche and they put all that stuff to try to make themselves smell good, they still smell. And I'm sorry, when you walk by some of these black women, they'll try to mask it with all kind of perfumes and shit, but they have like a musty type odor about them. They have like a musty odor about them. These fat, nasty black chicks. And in that day, the Lord Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, okay? And the coals round about the trees like the moon. You see what I'm saying? Meaning the Most High, he put a curse. Back in the ancient world, the Israelite woman was a thing of beauty, a thing of beauty, man, right? Something to be desired. But what did the Lord do? He put a curse, right? He cursed all Israel, right, for breaking the laws. So the Israelite man got cursed. He went down. He lost his power. But then these Israelite women, they were brought down. They were brought down to the low too, man. That's why today you see these 200, 300-pound women stink, bald-headed. You see what I'm saying? You see some of these women, they walking, they got short-ass hair, a goddamn crew cut, a blonde crew cut or a red crew cut, weighing 250 pounds, all right? This is Micah 7 and 10, and we're into that time now. Okay, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? See, that's what these women did. These women are being shit. It's the beginning stages of it now. The shame is coming. The Lord is bringing these women down now, man. That's why now they were proud, right? They're stretched forth necks, right? Like I read in Isaiah, they felt they didn't need the man. They didn't need the black man, right? But then the black man said, fuck it. So now these women are desperate. They're in the danger zone. And then when that pandemic shit came and they seen shit going crazy, shit is getting crazy out here. So they're getting scared. So they're starting to realize, hey, hold on, I do need a man. But there's no men around now. So now that shame is coming on them now. But the shame is going to really come. Because once things really get crazy out here, it's going to escalate. These women that you niggas ain't nothing. Y'all been talking this shit for years. Y'all been talking this shit for years. Fuck y'all. But now, a lot of you black women are ending up homeless. A lot of y'all losing your jobs because y'all can't afford the everyday lifestyle of just living. Like my man Samuels told y'all, you better get you a man and partner up. But no, I'm gonna be independent. So a lot of black women, that's the one that came against our camp last night. She was a chick. She was homeless. All right, she was young too. Mine eyes shall behold her now. Shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. See, like the chick last night that came against our camp, 2 water runners. She was all trodden down. She was all fucked up. And she was a young chick. She couldn't have been no older than maybe 25 or 26. And she was all bugged out in the streets, homeless. So a lot of these young black girls are ending up in the streets. She belonged to the streets. You see what I'm saying? Danger zone. See what I'm saying? And that day, okay, and in the day that thy walls to be built, and in that day shall be the decree be far removed. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop right there. But that's it. I just read those 2 scriptures, man. I was gonna read Isaiah 32 and 9, but you read Isaiah 32 and 9. What, right? Amen. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. For the vintage shall fail. Meaning a lot of you women are going to lose your jobs. You're going to lose welfare. They're going to cut that child support shit. So all the goodies will be taken. Esau, the serpent, is taking back what he gave y'all. So you're going to be trodden down like the mire of the streets. That's happening now. We see in a whole bunch. Go downtown Dallas. You'll see a bunch of homeless black women down there. Young chicks too. Because they probably was in college. They probably had a little apartment. And then, hey, man, they couldn't afford the cost of living by themselves. And they ended up in the streets. But it's going to get worse. There's going to be a lot of you chicks that end up in the streets. You American women are through. You want to follow the American lifestyle, independence, feminism, but that's going to lead you to destruction. And when all hell really breaks loose out here, all of y'all going to end up on the streets, man. The purge, it's going to be like some purge shit out here. Y'all through. You can see them now. They through. Because American men, black men are just leaving and going looking elsewhere. So you women are left out as chaff before the wind. All right? That's prophecy, man. But with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I say shalom to the next video.